This is a message from your shadow self, not the part of you that wants to be fixed, but the part of you that has been screaming to be seen. This is not going to be a comforting reading. It's a full moon and the veil is thin. And the truth you've been hiding from is ready to speak. Nothing here is meant to frighten you, but honesty rarely arrives gently. If this feels heavy already, this reading is meant for you. Before the reading begins, there are 3 roses here. Each one of them holds a different truth. None of them are light. All of them are honest. Don't choose with your mind. Don't go with colors, with familiarity, or what makes you feel comfortable. Notice which rose pulls you, makes you a little uncomfortable, or the one your body reacts to, even if you don't understand why. That's the one your shadow self chose. Stay with it. Stay with your rose, and we will do a reading for each rose. You can pause the video here if you need some more time. This is not to be rushed. But when you're ready, we'll begin the reading. These cards were pulled with the intention of revealing that part of you that lives in the shadows. That part of you that you already sense. The truth that you sense, but just keep hidden, even from yourself. If you were drawn to the yellow rose, this reading is about a truth that's been moving inside you for a while, even if you believe you're not ready for it yet. The 8 of Wands, the first card, reveals suppressed momentum. There is something within you that already knows where it's going. On the surface, you may appear to be patient, calm, undecided. But internally, things have been moving much faster than you care to admit. You're hiding how deeply you are ready. Because once you admit that readiness, staying still is not going to be an option anymore. The shadow here isn't chaos. It's instinct, asking you to trust its timing. The second card, which is the Son of Cups, reveals why this truth has been hidden. At the core of this momentum is a feeling, tender, hopeful, emotionally honest. There's a part of you that still wants to believe, still wants to feel, still wants to approach life with open, honest hope rather than protection. So your shadow hid this feeling, not because it's weak, but because it's precious. Your shadow has been protecting your heart. Now we come to the Tower, which doesn't come as a threat, but as a message. If this truth continues to be avoided, it will not disappear. Instead, it will ask to be acknowledged in a louder way. This can show up as a sudden emotional release, or a breaking point, or a moment of clarity that can no longer be ignored. The shadow is saying, let me be seen gently now, so I don't have to force the truth later. If you chose the yellow rose, your shadow isn't dark or dangerous. Instead, its emotional truth has been waiting for permission to be seen. Nothing here needs to be rushed, but something needs to be honored. Awareness softens what suppression turns into destruction. Sit with what came through. The shadow only reveals itself when it knows you're strong enough to hold it. Now, on to our second pile, the peach rose. If you chose the peach rose, this reading is about emotional defense and the quiet cost of always having to stay strong. The first card, the Seven of Wands. Your shadow reveals a constant state of inner defense, self-protection. You've been holding your ground for a long time, emotionally, energetically, or even from people who mean a lot to you. You may feel like you're constantly explaining yourself, protecting your choices, or justifying why you are the way you are. What you're hiding is how tiring this has become for you. Your shadow is saying, I don't want to fight anymore, just to exist. The second card is the moon. The moon shows why this defensiveness began. There is emotional confusion here, old fears, unprocessed experiences, and instinct shaped in uncertainty. At some point, you learned that the world wasn't predictable, and safety, predictability couldn't be assumed. So your shadow learned to stay alert, guarded, and prepared at all times. But the full moon also reveals something else, that you don't fully trust your own emotions. You second guess your intuition, question your reactions, and sometimes gaslight yourself into silence. The third card is the Nine of Swords. This is the emotional cost of staying guarded for too long. Unspoken fear becomes anxiety. Unexpressed pain becomes sleeplessness. And strength, when carried alone, turns into exhaustion. Your shadow isn't accusing you, it's asking you for relief. I can't keep holding on to this all on my own. Your shadow wants tenderness without having to explain or defend itself anymore. If you chose the peach rose, your shadow isn't weakness. It's fatigue from emotional vigilance, constant emotional vigilance. You don't need to lower all your walls at once, but you do need to find a place where you don't have to keep these walls up all the time. Your shadow isn't asking you to be braver. It's asking you to be gentler, especially with yourself. If you chose the white rose, this reading is about compassion, and where compassion might have quietly transformed into self-erasure. The first card is the Mother of Cups, and this tells me how deeply your shadow feels and how naturally you hold space for others. You're intuitive, emotionally present, and instinctively nurturing. But what you're hiding is how often you pour out understanding externally to others while denying it to yourself. Your shadow is saying, I know how to take care of others, but I still don't know how to sit with my own needs. The second card is the Star, which reveals why this pattern was formed. At some point, hope became your survival strategy. You learned to stay gentle, to believe, to keep the light on even when you're exhausted. You became the calm one, the healer, the one who believes that everything is going to be okay. But sometimes, hope becomes a way to bypass grief. Now the third card, the Eight of Swords, shows the shadowed consequences of endless compassion. You may feel stuck, not because of a lack of options, but because you have learned to silence your own voice. The beliefs that bind you are gentle, almost invisible. I shouldn't need more. Others have it worse. I'll be okay. I always am. While the entire time your shadow whispers, I'm tired of being strong quietly all the time. Your shadow is asking to be human, not just kind and compassionate all the time. If you chose this file, your shadow self isn't broken. It's compassionate to the point of self sacrifice or self erasure. You don't need to stop caring for others. You just need to start including yourself in that care. Healing doesn't begin when you give more, it begins when you learn how to receive as well. If something in this reading stirred something inside you, please remember awareness is not a demand for change, it's an invitation to compassion. The shadow does not rise to shame you, it rises when you're ready to hold yourself with honesty. You don't need to fix anything tonight. You don't need answers right now. Just let what resonated settle. And what didn't resonate, let it pass you by. Thank yourself for choosing to look within. That alone is an act of courage. Until we meet again, be gentle with your shadows. They are only asking to be seen. Return to you as clarity, not fear. This reading is now complete. Close the circle in your own time.